Oh, Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. What's up, party people? This your man, Grill. Oh, man, I'll show y'all what I'm cracking up about in a little bit. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Life ain't no joke, man. It ain't no joke, dog. Oh, man. But we are blessed. We truly are blessed. Oh, man. Let's see here. What we got going on? All right. Oh man, I am just chilling. Oh man, I'm trying to find something, but I think I messed it up. I ain't gonna worry about it. What's going on, party people? What's going on with you? What's going on with you? So how has your week been? Um, I gotta see if I can find this thing. I think this is it over here. Let me see if this is it. Mm-mm. Nope. Trying to find my music. I had some music that I like to play, and I was trying to find it. So sorry. Uh, Let me see if this is it. Mm-mm-mm. So far, everything's been going good this week, this month. Um, Everything's been lovely. So tell me where y'all from. I'm here in Virginia. Let me turn that down a little bit. A little music there. Oh yeah. The smooth, sultry sound of Fritter Friday with Uncle Griff. Oh yeah. Everybody just kick back and chill. That's what I'm talking about. Oh yeah. Let it be known, let it be known. All right. All righty, all righty, all righty. I hope y'all are doing great. I'm doing great, enjoying life. I almost didn't do a Fritter Friday because I was like, these last two videos that I did out here. I hope y'all seen them. The last two videos, I just sort of was like, okay, let me just let it all out. But and I didn't know if anybody wanted to hear anything from me tonight, so I was like, I don't know. But I'm glad I went here. I'm glad I'm here. I'll be honest with you. I'm glad that I'm here with y'all. Move some of this stuff out the way. Y'all know who I am. All right. So, what do y'all think? Before I start sharing, tell me what do y'all think of the question of the topic tonight? Do y'all think the NNA should be shut down or can it be saved? And if it can be saved, what do you think needs to happen? What kind of changes need to happen in order for the NNA to be saved? Because right now there's a lot of people saying that it needs to be shut down. It needs to be disbanded. It's no good. It's not doing nothing for the industry. It's making it harder. It's just using notaries. All they're doing that they've done is turn into here's come to the conference and buy another course type of organization, but they're not doing anything for notary. This is what people are saying out here. So my question to you, what do you think? Do you think the NNA should be shut down? I probably need to put a little poll up there. Let me go to my thing real quick. And I'll do a quick poll on the live and tell me, I mean, seriously, do y'all think the NNA should be shut down? Because it's clear there are a lot of people who are not happy with the NNA. And let me do a poll, let this refresh and come up. What's going on? Let me see here who we got up in here in the house. Got Indiana. We got PA. Hey, how you doing there, Demetrius? Okay, Miss Shackles. So let me see here. Can I add a poll? Here it is. Should the NNA be shut down? And it's anonymous, so you ain't got to tell nobody. Nobody's gonna know what you type. What's going on, Tracy? Northern Virginia. What up, man? What up? So my thing is, for the most part, personally, I don't care whether it's around or it's not. I don't care. What's going on, lady? Hope you got my email. Sent your email with a video, so make sure you check your email. But I personally don't care whether or not the NNA is around. I'm going to find a way to do what I need to do. And the one thing that I personally believe, and let me turn this music off. I can find out. There it is. The one thing that I know with the mortgage industry, and I've been talking to y'all about this for a while, they're going to find a way to keep it going. They are going to find a way to keep it going. So all you have to do is be a great notary, go out here and do great notary stuff, and you should be good out here. Now, if you choose not to do good notary stuff, if you choose to play around and mess stuff up, then I guess you won't be selected. But I don't have a problem with the NNA either being here or not being here. Are there things that they can do better? In my opinion, yes. And I'll share that with y'all. And we're not gonna be real long tonight because I gotta go grocery shopping. I gotta go make me some groceries. I don't know what it is. All of a sudden, I guess maybe I'm just getting old. And it's like before I go on, I'm not feeling comfortable going through, going into the weekend if I don't go get some groceries. Although I got groceries, but it's always something else that I can find. Maybe I purposely don't get it during the week so I can pick it up today. That might be the deal. But nonetheless, I got to go grocery shop and stuff. So, well, you know what? We got a couple of people in here. Let me show y'all something. This is where I believe we are at in this is where I believe we're at. I've came across this young man and oh my goodness, I'm following him and let me type it in the thing here on Instagram. So on IG, y'all need to go follow this young man. Go follow him and look at his clips. And I'm gonna show y'all some tonight. But this is where we're at, and this is where some of y'all are at. Okay. All right. So don't be offended, but this is just the truth of the matter. This is where some of the people, and I wish he had one for notaries in there. He doesn't. I'm gonna tell him, I'm gonna send him a message and say he need to do one for the notary business. A couple of them. All right. So just take a listen to this here from this young man. This is a pretty cool clip of where people are at about buying courses.
Yes, sir. You did it. Welcome to the AI Kick Your Feet Up and Make Millions Mastery Academy. Now, I'm going to show you how AI can make you rich because it actually just made me richer off of the $9.97 you just paid me. Now, I told myself, ain't nobody going to buy a course of a PowerPoint presentation that says, let the robot do it. But you proved me wrong. You see, AI is the future. It's going to generate your emails, run your businesses, and also generate excuses of why you're still broke all at once. But that's where I come in. To monetize your hope, package it in a PDF and call it automation. And to remind you that your financial freedom is really just my vacation fund. But that's neither here nor there. So if you want to find out how I used AI to make $50,000 a month, buy my next course for $2,000.
This is where we are at with people out here trying to get rich quick. They are, and there's my wife right there. What's going on, baby? These people are out here scamming the heck out of folk. And this is why notaries are having such a hissy fit, because they keep thinking that, oh, I'm going to get rich. I'm going to get rich. I'm going to play a couple of more. And oh my goodness, this here is just, his stuff is just crazy. And this is stuff that I've seen in the notary business. Okay. All right. Where is my thing? Oh.
Welcome to the Millionaires Retail Arbitrage, secondhand, gently used, clearance rack, upcharge and upsells, Amazon, Etsy, and eBay Masterclass. In this course, I'm going to teach you how you can sell name brand clearance items and gently used thrift clothes on eBay and Amazon. Now I want you to pay close attention because I'm about to make you a lot of money. See, first what you want to do is you want to walk into a store and you want what? CMPD. Put your hands behind your back. Sir, put your hands behind your back. Stop. I didn't do nothing. Put your hands behind. Welcome to the Landlord Inner Circle Millionaire Exclusive Blueprint Academy. Now, investing in real estate can make you a lot of money. Trust me, because that's exactly what I'm going to try to do once your 545.89 clear. And declare it again. You never disappoint. Thank you. Now, in today's class, I'm going to... Wait a minute. Hey, man, are you enjoying the camera? Yeah, kind of in the middle of something right now. Well, the store's getting ready to close in about 5 minutes, so I just wanted to know if you wanted to go ahead and buy the camera, or... You gotta do this right now. I'm in the middle of something. Yeah, sir. Yeah, we kind of gotta get a move on. Yeah, we're about to close, so if you're not gonna buy the camera, yeah, we're gonna have to ask you to leave. Welcome.
What he is doing is showing all these different things where people are out here buying these courses, and the people you buying them from got a whole bunch of mess going on. And I've been sharing this with y'all forever. And I love this guy because he is just in a parody way showing you this is what's going on. And a lot of us are falling for this stuff over and over and over and over again. And there was a point in time in my life, young, I was like, okay, yeah. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do that too. And I'm gonna tell you, you gotta be smart about this. Okay, you gotta be smart about this. So let's get back to the topic. Okay, I put his information. Go look him up on Instagram. And go look at his stuff and ask yourself, is that you? So, good evening to you. Hello. Yep. Yes, you've been saying it for a long time. They better start listening. Yep. Oh, hold on. I gotta show y'all one more. Let me show y'all one more real quick.
Welcome to the Credit Resurrection, Pick My Credit Up and Turn It Around mentorship program. Let me guess, you're here because your credit score looks like the age of my toddler. But guess what? I can fix that. I can fix that. As soon as that 8600 clear. And bing, it cleared. Thank you. Now, let me tell you something they don't want you to know. You don't need budgeting, you don't need discipline, and you don't even need financial literacy. Financial literacy. You know what I'm trying to say. All you need is my PDF. What is a PDF, you ask? Well, my PDF contains ancient, sacred, hidden wisdom passed down through generations. It's really just a dispute letter template that I downloaded from Google. But it's not about the PDF, it's about believing that it worked. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
How many of y'all know people that's been stuck in that kind of mess? That's what he's showing. All right, so let's get back to it. I asked the question. Let me see if anybody hit the poll. So 25% say yes, that it should be closed, and 75% says no, the NNA should not be shut down. So this is what I've seen over the years. People are complaining they don't like the amount of money that the NNA is making. Now, my question is, if that person or persons don't like the money that the NNA is making, and they're trying to start something to rival them, my question is this: how much money do you expect your organization to be making? How much money do you expect to be taken as a salary? Because I know these people aren't doing this stuff for free. See, these are the questions you got to ask. So you're saying it needs to be shut down because you don't like how much money they're making and the notaries are getting paid this fee. As I've always said, we need to have a conversation. Talk to them and find out why they pay what they pay. There might be a reason behind it. It might be justified. It might not be justified. And it might be a way we can have a negotiation and find out how to get better pay, these fees from them. People don't like the background check, which is I did a video about that. They don't like the background check. I went through and told you what seems to be the problem is the way they implement it, because a lot of people get booted and they don't get an opportunity after spending all this money with these people, just like my man showed you. He's sitting up there. Woo. I love that. He's doing that with all his credit cards. And guess what? You go to the NNA and they say, oh, you got all these issues in your driving record. Nah, because see, one of the things you got to be be mindful of is that if you aren't responsible in driving, paying your tickets, things of that nature, they may consider that a liability. So I get why they are concerned about it. So people are upset that I can't get into the NNA, I can't get the certification because my driving record is jacked up. And therefore, after they spent all this money, $2,000, $3,000 on them bad boys, scanners, this, that, and the other, logos with shirts with your logos on it, cell phone cases with your logo on it, pins, all of that stuff. And now you can't get certified. And then what's worse is that you're in an attorney state. So when you're in an attorney state, that means all of the notary work, or a lot of it, has to go through the attorney. So you just can't go running out there saying, okay, I'm gonna be your loan closing agent. No, that ain't gonna work because it got to go through the attorney. So you can't really use the signing services as much. And then when you have all of these other people competing with you to get work from those attorneys, and it's 7,000, well, I won't say 7, let's just say 1,500 notaries out there, and there's not enough business coming from the title companies in your area as direct work to feed all 1,500 notaries. I mean, when you look at the number, let me switch over here real quick. Let me just so we can give me, okay, y'all. I don't care who. Give me your dollar amount that you want to make per order. Give me a dollar amount that you want to make per order. Okay, just give me a dollar amount, what you want to make per order. I need that. I need your dollar amount that you want to make per order. What you believe that you should be making per order. I need that from you. Okay, we got 100. All right. Now, how much do you want grand total to bring in a month? What is the dollar amount that you want total? 2,000, 10,000. How much do you want coming in? What is the grand total, the monthly? Not talking about net, gross. So we got 100, we got 125. All right, 5,000. So, all right, so 5,000. All right, divided by $100. That means you got to do at least 50 appointments, okay? 50 appointments. All right. So 50 times 1,500, because that's how many notaries we said is in your area. That's 75,000 appointments that need to be coming through. So that means there's 1,500 notaries, and you remember now we talking about being direct. All those notaries gotta be gotta do at least 50 orders at the $100 in order to make that money. Now the question is that out there? Is that enough out there? Is that going? Are there enough title companies that got that level of money of orders coming through to give to you each and every month? How many title companies do you need to be with in order to get that? That's the thing. And a lot of people don't look at the numbers. They're just like, well, you should just pick me. Well, there's 3 other people I could pick. I need you to go over here. Well, I ain't driving that far. I need you to do it at this time. I ain't doing it that early. I ain't doing it that late. I need you to scan back. I ain't scanning back. There's all this I ain't. So how do you plan on making your money? So let's just even go with the, what did it say? Let's just go with the 125. All right. So 125. So you talking about $8,000 divided by the 125. That's 64. So 64 orders times the 1,500. That's 96,000 orders that got to be coming through a month in your area for all of y'all to get your money. Now, here's where the problem comes in at. What if the dollar amount you want to make is more than the dollar amount the other notary? So you want to make 10,000. They want to make 7. That means you got to try to get business from them, which would take them below their 7. But then they're trying to take business from you, which would keep them at their 7, but keep you below your 10. And do you really want to compete like that? And some of you don't want to compete like that. Some of you, y'all don't. And this is why everybody talking about we all just need to be paid the same. It ain't gonna happen. The NNA has its place. Correct. They also monitor these chats. They watch these videos and stuff. They most definitely gonna see this and all of that. So they don't like the fact that the NNA is making all this money from conferences, from selling stuff, all of that. They don't like the fact that the NNA does the background check. I went over that stuff about how it does and does not violate and this, that, and the other. The question is this. If you remove the NNA out of the way, and you have entities that depend on them because there are things that they do in support of those entities, the title companies, and the lenders, and other financial institutions, can you get 15? Yeah, correct. So now the question is, if the NNA supports those entities and you take the NNA away, is your organization that you want to form going to be there to support them? Because here's the thing. If the NNA is supporting that company, those entities, that financial realm, based off of the Graham Leach Bailey Act argument, are you not going to do the same? Because that's the whole crux of it. So the NNA is doing something for these entities that's making them feel confident that, hey, I want to hire notaries. So I don't see a way how you're going to get rid of the NNA unless you replace it with something comparable. And you're talking about dealing with a company or organization that's been around for over 100 years, and now you just starting last week out of your basement. And all you got is a couple of t-shirts y'all trying to sell, and you supposed to compete with them and give confidence to the people who depend on them. I don't see how, you see what I'm saying? How you gonna shut them down when they are doing good? Now, whether they're doing good for us, that's a different story. And in some cases they are, in some cases they're not. And I like what she says here: replacements will and can cost more because there are relationships that the NNA has. The attorneys alone are going to cost a pretty penny. And then you got to get all of us notaries to believe in you and your organization. And you got to show us that you're going to fix all of the stuff that you say the NNA got wrong and not do any of it in some other slide little way. So if you're upset with the NNA for selling merchandise and things of that nature, but then you're doing the same, what's the justification? If you're upset with the NNA not supporting you, and then when we call you, you can't ever answer the phone, and you don't have the support system in place where we can call a hotline and get help, wasting time. What was the point? Just because you don't personally like the NNA? Or maybe you got something to hide and you don't want nobody to background check you? I don't know. Okay. But to be upset with somebody for making money and you don't like the way that they paid us, then let's come up with a plan. That's the thing. Okay. It says it's like a truck company getting a new truck in authority. Business doesn't trust the new authorities. That's right. You too new to the business. I don't know you. So how can I trust you? And it says the NNA background check is less than a firearms background check. And I showed y'all yesterday what I had to go through. SBI background investigation. Yep. I had to go through that. You don't want to do that. So I don't think the NNA can be shut down because of the good that they're doing for these other entities. Now, where I think the NNA can be saved and made to look better toward us, and I've said this many times, is their support of us when the title company and sometimes the lender and the signers are asking us to do things that are illegal. We need more support from them on that. Now, I will say the NNA will turn around and say, "Oh, wait, no, we support you because we educate you on the fact of this is wrong and that wrong. Don't backdate the documents, things of that nature." Yes, you educate us, but are you educating the people who are telling us to do wrong? Because they don't want to hear from us. They want to hear from an authority figure, and you're that authority figure. I've shared this many times in the past. Here's the way I look at it. Let me get my little tools. This is the NNA. The NNA is telling these people who need notaries, we can help you by making sure the notaries follow a certain standard and they adhere to certain guidelines so they don't go in there acting a fool and saying and doing things wrong. The entities, the title, lender, and all of them say, whoopee, yes, we like that. Then you turn around, I use my little glue bottle. Then you have the title companies and all of them, and then you have the notary, and they say, hey, can you do this? I can't do that. That's against my violation of my laws. Okay, yeah, okay, well, I don't know about all that, but all I know is we need this done because the other notaries have been doing it. So I need you to do this. I can't do that. Okay, we're going to talk bad about you and blacklist you and say that you're not being compliant, you're not being helpful. Then you call the NNA and say, hey, NNA, they're telling me this. Can you help me? The NNA says, well, no, what you told them that you can and can't do is right. Okay, but they don't believe me. They don't want to listen to me. The NNA says, well, just go find somebody else to work with. Well, I'm living in a rural area and ain't that many title companies out here and signing companies that call on notaries to do work. And that's it. And NNA ain't got nothing else to say. Hey, can you have a conversation with them and talk to them? No, I can't do that because you're paying for this hotline service to get information. Yes, but they're not listening to me. Can you talk to them? No, I can't talk to them. Click. Now, the reason why that's where my burn is with them. So here's what I believe that should happen on that front. Yes, they are horrible. They are horrible on that front. They do not help us when it comes to somebody really telling us to do wrong. Now, here's why I think the NNA has authority to deal with that. This here, these title companies, lenders, signing companies, all of them that want what? NNA certified notaries. We sign an agreement. We say we will do what? Follow those guidelines and do things in accordance with the training we took, the SWP and or the SPW and all that kind of stuff. It was signing professional workbook or whatever it's called, the SWP or SPW or 3LW or whatever it's called. We said we will be obedient to that. So if you, the title company, the lender, wants an NNA certified notary, that means you want somebody who's going to follow the guidelines that the NNA has set. And you're asking us to violate that. In my opinion, the NNA has every right to step in and say, hey, 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 stop that. They are not going to violate these state laws or the NNA agreement to being a part of our association. You wanted a notary that would do things right. You have a notary. You wanted a notary to do things right. You have a notary that's going to do things right. Stop asking them to violate their state laws. What the title company and all of them should do is say, you're right. My bad. It won't happen again. That's what needs to happen. The NNA, in my opinion, has the authority to tell these companies, if you want our notaries to do work for you and you demand that they are NNA certified, then you have no right and in no way, shape, or form should you be asking them to violate their state law or the SWP or SPW, whatever the heck they call it. I can't remember what it's called. Somebody tell me what it's called. The SPW, I think it's called the signing agent work stuff and all of that. It said the NNA is not actually setting any guidelines, it's underwriting. I got that. But then maybe they should. Maybe they should. So these are the things that I think that needs to be dealt with. Because if you want me to be certified, I get certified. I agree to follow these guidelines to make sure that I'm not overstepping my authority. And then when I'm being questioned by a title company or a lender to do something outside of what my state guidelines say, you can't come to my rescue and help me. You can't speak on my behalf. You can't educate them as to the proper way that I'm supposed to be functioning as a notary in accordance with my state law. Why can't you, NNA? But then you want me to come to your conference and and hang out with the same title and lenders who don't want me, who want me to follow what they say and not what my state say in order just to get the job done. And then you have signing companies that's like, let's get the job done. And the signing companies got me doing stuff that I shouldn't be doing. And then when I say, well, no, that's not right, and I try to show them chapter and verse, They don't want to hear what I got to say because they think I'm just a measly old notary or measly old loan signing agent. And I'm like, I need somebody with a what? I don't even know if I have it right here. A bigger stick to come and say, hey, 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 stop that. Because if I'm violating my state laws, then that means what we're doing is fraudulent. That's where I believe the NNA can be better and should do better. So Greg said that. Right. And then he said, why have guidelines? He said, hey, can anyone hit the thumbs up button? There are 23 people. Yeah, hit the thumbs up button, people. To go against the NNA, you're actually going up against the underwriting, which have tons. Correct. If you're talking about going up against the NNA and shutting them down and all of that, that is like the saying goes, if you're going to swing at the king, you better not miss. It's that simple. Because they only give out because they only give out guidelines, they don't give out regulations or standards. Correct. Correct. Add sign up for your hotline. Correct. My man said facts. So this is where I think the NNA can be saved. And then what they also need to do, and y'all tell me whether y'all agree with this. The NNA should monitor and actually review any training courses that their ambassadors or their speakers that they have come to the NNA are doing. In my belief, anybody who has the NNA certification that is also doing TMC stuff, training, mentoring, coaching, the NNA should be reviewing that material. Why? You say, but we're a private entity. Correct, but you are part of the association. And the association has said this is our standard that notaries operate here. And if what you're talking about in your training is violating that or could cause them to violate that, then we can't have that. So why have somebody come speak at a conference who in their private business is teaching notaries to do things opposite of what we agreed to? And nobody wants to deal with that. Nobody wants to address that. Why notaries aren't following directions? Why notaries showing up with animals and babies and all of that, dressed all any kind of. And if you're teaching them that kind of stuff, why notaries going to closings with the documents already signed and stamped? There's somebody online that's doing that stuff. That's telling people, hey, this is what I do. And again, that's why I did the other video about the processing fees. People are sitting up here every 3 to 5 months. You got a new group of notaries coming in, and they're like, hey, let me tell you what I do. I charge this processing fee. And nobody is saying anything. Nobody in any Facebook group is telling them this is wrong. It's not legal to do that. At least in my state. Maybe it might be cool in yours. Nobody is willing to say anything. And every time you turn around 3 to 5 months from now, there's going to be another group of people hopping on TikTok, Instagram, somewhere. Hey, here's how I make money. I charge a processing fee. Yeah, there's just a fee, not even just a travel fee, but there's they paid me travel to come there, but then there's another fee just to walk through the door and to actually show up and be interested in what they want me to do. That's another $50. And then they pay me money to leave. Because if they don't pay me to leave, then I'm just gonna be staying there. That's why I come in with a backpack with overnight clothes and a blow-up mattress. And I don't park on the street or down the street. They need to allow me to park in their driveway. And if they don't park, and if I got to park on the street, that's another $50. And then if I got to walk from the cul-de-sac to them or walk in from the main street to the cul-de-sac, if I got to walk to them more than 17 steps, you got to pay me another $50. This is what people are doing. And they are teaching this crap out here. And the same people who are doing it, and I don't care whether they just making a couple of $100 or millions of dollars, they're at the NNA conference. To me, the NNA has a responsibility to ensure that the members of their organization are not being inundated with people who have ulterior motives, who fake the funk and teach old correctly when they're at the conference, but then behind closed doors, they're teaching some bull jive. No, there's nothing that anybody should be doing as a TMC trainer, mentor, coach, or even as a notary buddy should ever have you doing stuff that's outside the confines of your state law. Nobody should be teaching anything that causes a person to violate state law. Well, I've been told that they know that people are doing that kind of stuff. Well, see, they not seeing it because they ain't look. They don't want to look. They got their eyes closed because those people, those influencer people, bring in a lot of money to the NNA, in which I understand why people are angry with the NNA. They're upset with them. You're correct. Or saying that at the conference. Well, there have been some people that I recently found out have complained about going into those breakout rooms and all this train and all the speaker is doing is trying to upsell them to a course and not giving them the full details of whatever the subject matter is. That's not happening with everybody, but it is happening. And they said that the NNA is aware of it and looking to do something. No, you don't look to do something at your conference. You tell them, cut it, or you gonna be responsible for refunding these people their money back. Got my teeth. You see what I'm saying? So what I need y'all to understand is that whenever you talk about taking something away from somebody, that you have to replace it with something comparable or even better. But then you have to look at the quality of the person or persons who's talking about taking things away. There are a lot of people who love to take stuff away, but what they put back in place is not good. And a lot of times it's only temporary because they finally got what they wanted out of it. And then they're like, I'm out. Deuces. I'm done. And that's what my concern is. That's why I say I don't care whether the NNA is here or not. I'm still gonna go out here and do what I need to do. And yes, there are title companies that I work with. They don't ask me anything about an NNA certification. They don't ask me anything about a background check. They don't even ask me for E&O stuff. Okay, cool. And I work with them and I do stuff and everything is fine. But yet then there's the signing companies and even well, no, well, maybe for others, a title company that might want that information. Got it. But nonetheless, I'm still going to do my work. And there's work out there for me to do. So I don't see, because you're talking about shutting them down. What's the purpose of shutting them down? Right. You got to look at, a track record. It said there's a reason why you're at the conference, and it's not to upsell your new and improved. Correct, but that's what they're doing. What's going on, Tennessee? Good to see you. They are looking because they are scrolling pages. Yeah, they're constantly looking. So I think the NNA has a great opportunity right now to shift this whole notary outlook. I think the states need to step in and let notaries know that if you're taking training that is not supportive of our state laws and statutes, if we find out that you're doing stuff outside, we're just going to pull your commission. Bump the dump stuff. We're just going to pull your commission. Now, let me share this with you. You said, are you still working with notaries to provide addition? Yes, I am. The information is in the description of this video. All the information is right there in the description. Yeah. If you want to hit me up, where is my email? Scoop da da. I had the email in here. At one time, I had the email. Where did I put my email? I know I had the daggone thing. Yep, I'll make it now. All right. So anybody need me? Right there. Okay. Right there. So here's the thing. This is what I believe can and probably will happen. Okay, let me put it this way. This is what I would do if I was the people in the financial industry, the banking industry, and all of that I talked to y'all about from the video from last night or this morning. We got a bunch of notaries that want to act a fool and tell us how we need to pay them, and they're going to demand this and demand that. Not a problem. What I'm going to do is no longer use them. And guess what? I'm only going to use notaries that are at affiliated banks. So I'm a Wells Fargo bank. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to ask Town Bank, because we don't have any Wells Fargo in that area. No problem. I'm going to talk to Town Bank and tell them, hey, I will pay X amount of dollars to your people to do these closing for us. I'm going to have my people come over there, and I want you to do this real estate closing. That's what I'm going to do. Or better yet, if it's possible, and it might be, in order to work with us, you're going to have to be what is called a temporary worker, not a 1099, but an actual on-call W-2. You're going to have to be an on-call W-2, which means then I can have you get background checked in order to be an employee of mine. So I'm going to turn around and make you an employee. Well, see, here's the thing. And in the description is videos about unions. We can't be a union. Okay. So a lot of time when they talk about local chapters, that gets into unionism. Okay. Unions and stuff. Unions are for employees. But see, here's the problem. If they make us temporary employees, then that means we can probably unionize. And that's going to create a whole nother problem. So why would they want us as employees, whether permanent or temporary, if we can turn around and unionize and really tie their hands up? So now, to be honest, it's going to be hard to get notaries to band together. Because here's the thing. Right now, if every notary, if the fee was guaranteed that everybody got $200, nobody would want to kick it with each other, because that's all they want. Is I just want to get paid $200 per signing, and I want to get paid faster. That's it. You give them that, they don't care about nothing else. So why I'm going to have a meeting with you and talk and this, that, and the other, all I care about is getting $200 and getting paid twice a month. And if I can get that, I'm happy. See, what you got to find out is what's going to make these people happy. And what's going to make them happy is what? Getting paid higher and getting paid faster. They don't care about notary laws. They don't care about none of that stuff. They just care about getting paid. So to have local chapters, that's where you start talking about unions. Now, can you have a local chapter for as an association? Yes. But now you got to find somebody that's trustworthy to represent the main organization in the local market, and make sure they're not up to nothing with, oh, that means somebody need to get a background check. I need a background check to make sure you ain't out here doing stuff or had the potential of doing stuff that can take advantage of these notaries. Whereas there's dues, and let's just say, because now the thing is, okay, we pay dues to the national. Are we paying local dues also? And the thing is, do we really need to get together? Because the question is, and it's a great question, what are we getting together to do? What are we trying to fix? What are we trying to prevent being done to us that's in a negative fashion? That's the question. And nobody right now can really answer that. It's just about getting paid higher fees and more frequently. Nobody is talking about notaries actually learning to do their job. It's, I want to be paid per stamp. Okay, if they agree to pay us per stamp, well, guess what? That's not going to work because some people getting paid $2 per stamp or $2 per signature or $10 per stamp. So that right there, the pay is going to be all over the place. And you don't think somebody's going to be upset and jealous that California notaries get paid $15 per stamp? I think there's a per stamp. And then a Virginia notary is only getting paid 10. You don't think somebody's going to be jealous about that? So you can't go that route, but by saying that, because somebody's going to be like, well, I ain't making enough money. Because what if it's a seller's package that they normally would pay you $65 for, but there's only one stamp in there? Hmm? There's not enough stamps to equal $65 because there's only one stamp, maybe even three. So in Virginia, that's $30. And then they give me, let's just say they only want to give me $15 for travel fee, even 20, that's 50, but I could have made 65 if I would have did it the other way. And then it says there's a lot of states that have volunteer holding conferences and meetings like in North Carolina. Right, the North Carolina Association, things of that nature. But again, we have to have a clear and concise goal, and it can't just be about the money. The money will come, but you can't just say we're going to get together and the goal is make them pay us. We got to be better as notaries. We got to do things the way that they are asking us to do them so that everybody's in compliance and that these things don't get kicked back. But notaries don't talk about that. They only talk about the money. So when you're going to a millionaire or a billionaire and all you got to say out of your mouth is pay me my money, pay me my money. And they're like, well, you're doing things that are not right. Well, no, I know how to do it. Okay, you know what? My apologies. You are doing the closings correctly, but they not, and they're part of your organization. And I done lost $3 million behind them. What are you going to do about them? Well, we're all independent business owners. So if we're all independent business owners, when it comes time to be held accountable, then why are you trying to conglomerate together? Hmm? Because that's what happened. Oh, we all cool long as nobody asks us to be held accountable for our bad behavior. Then the moment somebody say, okay, Mr. or Miss leader of this group, what are you going to do to get them straight? And what do? They act like somebody who got bad acting kids and don't want nobody to say nothing to them. That's how they act. And every culture is like that. Don't say nothing to my bad acting kids. And they're out there tearing up stuff. So I don't see a way that you can close the NNA and then just replace it with a bunch of people who want to get paid higher, but they're really not going to do anything. And see, here's my thing. People talk about, oh, you're not even articulating the full story of your points. I spent 55 minutes last night giving y'all full details about everything concerning that I found. Everything, I won't say everything, a lot concerning the background checks. More than anybody has come out there outside of maybe my man Greg. But these other notaries, they're not doing that. They're not being that detailed. They're just giving snippets. And business can't run on snippets. Business has to run on detailed facts. And if you're not able to articulate, then why would I that kind of information? Then why would I listen to you talk about my state laws? Do I need you to tell me about my state laws? To be honest, no. And if you are a notary who will not try to learn your state laws and just constantly need somebody else to tell you that, then maybe you shouldn't be in this business. That's the thing. So let me see. It says here some documents have the word seal. Okay, hold on. That is correct. That is correct. Okay. Um, Let me show y'all something. Let me all right, let me show y'all something. And I'm glad you said this, young lady. If you ever want to find a video or dealing with a particular subject, just type in Griffin Notary up there in the search bar and then the word seal. Got a video right here. Do I stamp every time I see the word seal? I will copy the link. I will drop it in here, and I will also put it in the description of this video. I got a video out there of that. See, this is the difference between me and these other folk. I'm dealing with a lot of the topics that people are struggling with. People come to me and tell me what they're dealing with, and then I go and do a video on it. Those individuals aren't doing that. They are not doing that. And then I got another video here about quick explanation of the word seal. Let me grab that one and give y'all that link. And I will put both of them in the description. This is what you're supposed to do. Now, I'm not trying to be anybody organizational leader and all that kind of stuff. I believe if we as a collectively just do what we're supposed to do in accordance with our state laws, I think things will be better. When trust is there, money flows. If there's no trust, no money. And the question is, can we trust the people who are out here talking all this rhetoric, but not really giving us a plan forward? They're only giving us one side, their side to bolster their argument, but then there's another part that counters that, and they don't have any argument for that. And then the question is, do we really need to get in this fight? Did you even join this business to be doing all of this fussing and fighting? To be honest, for me, no. So why are we doing all this fussing and fighting? And what makes what is happening so unfair when we have the ability to say no to it? You can cut your own deal. I'm confident that if you are that great of a notary, you could call them up and like, hey, look, let me have a conversation with you. All right, thank you. Yep. Okay, so you're gonna pay me. So it's agreed upon. I get 150 per signing instead of the 85. Yeah, you're doing good work. We appreciate you. Okay, cool. We can do that. You just got to come right and exact. You just got to go in there without some bull jive and treat these people with respect and find out what do they need from you in order to make things move more smoothly. But you don't want to do that. You just want to tell them to pay money and not expect anything from you. That's what the issue is. Violet said, Griff, you deal with the real issue. Those TMCs are just, that is correct. That's all they're trying to do. They're just trying to sell a course to make their money. So let me close out real quick. And trying to find my thing. Hold on 1 second. And what did y'all think of the videos that I showed y'all of my man with that he was posting up there about all these people buying courses and stuff? Now I got one for y'all. Oh man, this one is what a lot of people were doing out there. It's yeah. Let me pull him back up. All right.
Yo, congratulations. You just bought the YouTube Faceless Automated Millionaire for Life Package Mastery Academy. Oh, I already know you are going to be successful because you've already made the first step. Taking your bank card out, punching in your bank numbers, and processing that 885. Thank you. Now I'm going to show you how I've made $150,000 on YouTube. All I do is take other people's content and repost it. Yep, and I don't even have to show my face because it's not mine. Now I haven't seen any money quite yet, but I am on my way. Thanks to your 885. Now, if you want to know if I ever made any money for real, buy my next course for $3,000. Yo. Welcome. And congratulations on buying the Turo Success Blueprint. In this course, I'm going to teach you how you can turn your vehicle into a money-making magnet. So I need you to break out your notebook and take some notes because I'm about to teach you something that's going to turn your bank account into a money tree. For me. See, I didn't start with much. I started with one car that wasn't even mine. But I had vision and a cousin with a decent credit. You see, that's how you win. Sometimes you have to use somebody else's money. But anyway, everybody always asks me, how'd you do it? And I told them, easy. Stop thinking like a renter and think like a repo man. You see a car, I see passive income potential. To learn how to make that passive income, buy my next course for $4,500.
Is that not true? Is that not true? And I've been telling y'all, and these TMCs are doing y'all like this all day, every day. And y'all don't want to believe me. Y'all think I'm just some old man. Get off my line. And they are scamming the heck out of the people in this notary business. All right, let me go. I got to go do some grocery shopping. Get me some more pears. Them pears I bought, some organic pears from Kroger. Them bad boys were popping. So I'm gonna go get some more and everything. And I hope they got the salmon that I want. They didn't have any there the other day. But look, I appreciate y'all. Information to get with me is in the description. I will update it with the links in a second when I get back. But check my man out on Instagram. I'm telling you, he's hilarious. The stuff that he's talking about in there, Amazon FBA course, Airbnb, $0 to $1 million course, all of that. And the funniest one, and I wish I could remember which one, was where the guy was like, as soon as your credit card goes through, I'll teach you your credit card didn't go through. I'm telling you, this is what's going on out here. And I'm giving you practical information out here to do. And a lot of y'all won't do it. Maybe not those in the audience, but those who might be watching the replay. So I'm doing it. Others are doing it. But the key thing is doing it right. Question these people who claim to be some kind of authority figure, claim to have the inside scoop on how somebody's getting you and getting over on you when it just might be them. And if anybody ever wants to have a conversation with me amongst the people live, my channel is wide open to state your case and to prove your point. And not in a 3-minute clip. Because it's going to take more than 3 minutes to convince any of us that you are somebody that we can trust and rely on long term. All right. Y'all have a good one. Talk to y'all later. Peace.